Welcome to the video on AI in special education and creating inclusive learning. After watching this video, you'll be able to describe the use cases of generative AI tools for learners with special needs. You'll also be able to explain how to create different accessible materials and their adoption strategies. Additionally, you'll be able to identify the best practices for implementing generative AI in special education. Artificial intelligence, or AI, transforms the learning experience with innovative solutions and creates inclusive learning environments. It analyzes data using advanced algorithms, natural language processing, or NLP, and machine learning techniques. This approach helps to identify unique requirements and learning patterns for learners with special needs. Let's understand how generative AI supports different learning needs. Generative AI tools offer personalized, flexible, and engaging learning capabilities, catering to various learning styles. They incorporate visual elements, such as images, diagrams, charts, and videos, to enhance learners' content, understanding, and engagement. Generative AI tools tailor educational content and structure to meet diverse learning requirements, such as simplifying vocabulary and sentences, providing definitions of complex terms, and breaking down information into smaller and manageable chunks. It adjusts the readability of texts to match specific reading abilities. Converting written text into audio and vice versa can assist learners with reading and writing disabilities. In real time, certain generative AI-powered visual and environmental tools recognize and label objects, characters, and surroundings. These tools provide visual support to the visually impaired learners to interact with the physical environment effectively. It can convert printed or handwritten text posters into digital format, making written materials comprehensive. It can analyze images and videos, provide in-depth descriptions, recognize key elements, and explain them in alternative formats. Tailoring content into multiple languages supports diverse linguistic backgrounds, such as translating text into various languages and providing multilingual glossaries. For example, Microsoft's Immersive Reader is a generative AI tool designed to improve reading comprehension and accessibility for learners with diverse needs. It can adjust text fonts, formats, and colors, provides visual reading aids, and supports text conversion and text-to-speech recognition in multiple languages. However, TextHelp's Read and Write is a literacy support tool designed to assist learners with reading, writing, and comprehension tasks. It can read text out loud, predict words during writing, simplify text readability without changing its meaning, convert text into audio files, and vice versa. Generative AI in special education also helps to develop learning structure and organize the learning information. It can create and tailor personalized learning plans by analyzing learners' performances based on their specific requirements, capabilities, and preferences. It can provide real-time feedback on learners' progress and improvement areas, helping educators adjust learning strategies and offering intelligent tutoring systems. Generative AI enables learners to comprehend spatial relationships and navigate physical spaces through AI-powered descriptions and guidance. It also assists learners in recognizing and interpreting facial expressions and emotions in social interactions. For example, Microsoft's Seeing AI is a generative AI tool for visually impaired learners. It turns the visual world into an audible experience with an intelligent camera app that recognizes and locates objects and text, detects facial expressions, and provides spatial awareness. However, Google's Lookout provides information about surroundings, text, people, food labels, images, and currency for visually impaired learners. Let's look at how generative AI helps create accessible learning materials for learners with special needs by leveraging content adaptation strategies. Generative AI can create learning materials in multiple formats, including text, audio, visual, and interactive, keeping learners' accessibility in mind. Leveraging simple sentence structure, appropriate vocabulary, and consistent formatting helps to maintain content integrity. It provides self-paced learning, such as content revision, adjusting the setting of the visuals, and controlling the content flow. Interactive learning elements, including simulations, quizzes, and practice labs, enable learners to interact with content, providing hands-on experiences. The progress monitoring tools track and report learners' progress, helping them understand their progress and identify areas for improvement. Generative AI tools can also recognize personal achievements and acknowledge them. It provides spontaneous, constructive feedback mechanisms and adjusts difficulty levels automatically based on learners' performance. Let's review the best practices for implementing generative AI in special education. First, evaluate individual learning styles, preferences, challenges, and strengths to select generative AI tools and their implementation strategies. Involve learners, parents, and support staff in planning and implementing generative AI tools. Create learners' profiles with specific needs, preferences, and support strategies for each learner. Set clear and measurable objectives while implementing generative AI tools and regularly track its progress to meet the goals. Periodically review the implemented generative AI tools and adjust accordingly. Generative AI tools can create inclusive learning environments using the right generative AI tools that cater to each learner's unique requirements. Let's look at certain strategies while selecting generative AI tools for special education. Select generative AI tools based on learners' requirements. Develop strategies for integrating generative AI tools into existing learning environments and workflows. Arrange comprehensive training on the tool's best practices for educators, learners, and support staff. Check the compatibility of generative AI tools with the existing systems, addressing security concerns and planning for technical support requirements. Establish criteria for assessing generative AI tools' effectiveness and impact on learning outcomes. In this video, you've learned various use cases of generative AI tools in special education. Generative AI tools in special education tailor educational content and structure to meet the diverse learning requirements of each learner. They provide reading, writing, and language support to learners with special needs. It also supports organizing learning structure visuals and developing spatial awareness. For example, Microsoft's Immersive Reader and Text Help's Read and Write generative AI tools support visuals, reading, writing, and converting text into multilingual audio and texts. Generative AI tools help to create accessible learning materials so that learners engagingly adopt content. Implementing generative AI tools in special education requires thorough strategic planning and best practices to choose an appropriate generative AI tool for the existing environment.